Here we are. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Camera Crash Course. Today I'm going to be photographing the North Star, and I'm bringing you along with me. So first things first, I'm going to be setting up. As you can see, the sun, which is directly behind me, is going to be set in about an hour from now. So I want to get my camera set up, focused on the horizon line in the direction of North Star, and then so I can come back later around 12 o'clock in the nighttime, and I can get that set up. So first of all, I'm going to set up my tripod. Alright, so from your guys' point of view, the North Star is directly behind me, and so I'm going to get my tripod set up. I am on the roof of a house right now, simply because the elevation from up here is going to give me the best view later tonight. So I want to get that set up now, and don't have to worry about trying to focus in the dark, which won't turn out good, and it'll just be a bummer. So let's get it set up. Camera set up up here. I got it on my tripod, the ProMaster tripod. I like this thing. So we got the articulating legs. I don't know what you call it. They can move in all different positions. Camera set up here, and I'm going for a nice clean composition. I just have the tree lines of the horizon over there, so we have that, and then just the negative space above it's going to be the stars. So I'm guessing right now that's going to look pretty good. So I'm crossing fingers. That should look pretty nice. And we just have the North Star that's going to be twirling above that over probably around a 1 hour long exposure. Okay, camera settings, I'll tell you that later, probably around 12. I'm not looking forward to that tonight. But for now, we got the camera set up here. I'll try to show you to live view. Probably not going to be that well, but here, this is kind of the composition. So you can see that right there. That's the composition I'm going for. Trees, negative space. So yeah, I'm going to be back in about a couple hours from now, around 12. So right now is currently like about 5 o'clock. Sun sets at 6, and the sky's looking good. No clouds. Perfect night for astrophotography. All right, see you guys later. So it's very late at night or early in the morning, depending on what you call it. It's probably around 12 o'clock here. And yeah, so this is pretty much the optimal time to photograph this part of the sky. There's not too much pollution, and since it's winter time, we're having very clear skies here, and right now there's no clouds. I came here a couple nights ago, and the photographs from it weren't that good. There's a bunch of cloud coverage, and I just wasn't happy with it. So tonight I'm out here. It's perfect night for here for line photography. I have my camera set up here. So the camera is on my ProMaster tripod. I like the tripod quite a bit. I got the everything's buttoned up here, and the camera is facing this direction, which is the way, which is facing the North Star. You can't see it up there, but I can see it, and it looks pretty cool. So I did a sample photograph here. I'm showing you here. This is my composition. I went with something fairly simple, just a line of trees with a bunch of negative spaces, the stars, and then in post-processing, I'm going to add some color to it. Camera settings, pretty cool. I have the camera set on bulb mode, so I'm going to be using a remote shutter, and I'll be firing that off. And then I'm at f9, and I'm going to get a pretty good sharpness. So the trees and the stars will hopefully be in focus. I came here about 4 hours ago, got set up, and focused the camera manually. So hopefully everything looks good in that regard. I shouldn't be worrying too much about that though, because the camera focus is pretty good. However, at nighttime, it's going to be, you have to focus during the daytime, which I did. And if you are asking, I am on top of a roof right now. I'm out in the country at a friend's house, and so yeah, it's pretty cool. Unlike the city, there are a ton of stars out here. I'm just amazed about how many stars are actually visible in the sky. So this is my first time really experimenting with astrophotography, and composing an image there's not a lot of composition elements out here. So I went with something very simple, like I said, a lot of negative space. Bring your eyes to the stars. I hope that looks better in the long run. Alright, so when I get to camera settings here, I'm shooting on bulb mode, so I'll push this button and it will go until I stop it. So I'm going to do around a 45 minute exposure, because that'll give me the pretty nice effect look without it being too blown out. Also, I'm shooting at f, like I said before, and ISO 100. I am shooting at ISO 100 because it's a super long exposure, and the light is going to be very sensitive, so we're just going to back the ISO down to around 100. If you wanted to, you could go to 200, but then again, you probably have to shorten your exposure up by half. Obviously, with the low ISO, I haven't had that bad of luck with it, so it's pretty cool. It's a pretty nice ISO to shoot at. And the nice thing about shooting at ISO 100, when you go to post-process it, because I'm shooting in RAW, there's going to be very little noise in the image. So if I want to do a large print of this photograph, it will look nice, and I won't have to worry too much about there being grain or anything really terrible as far as noise goes. So I'm shooting RAW, main focus. My white balance is landscape, so it's going to be slightly warmer as opposed to a slightly colder. Okay, so here we go, guys. We're just going to start this camera, or we're going to start up the the sensor, the exposure. And oops, I have to turn on the remote shutter. So this is an infrared remote shutter. It works really good at nighttime. However, in the daytime, I do have some problems with the sun interfering with infrared. So we're going to start the exposure here. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention is I'm going to put this over it, just a like a screen cleaner, and make sure to take your lens cap off. I took one image, wasted an hour of my time because I forgot to take that damn thing off. Anyways, guys, so we're gonna start the exposure here. All right, there we go. It's going. There's a flashing light right here, and that will say that's just gonna show you that it's taking exposure. And when I want to stop, just push the button again. So I'm gonna speed up the video 30 minutes from now, and we'll see what we get. Okay, so 30 minutes have passed, and I have got my camera set up. So we'll take this off here. The light's still blinking, so we're just going to stop the camera, and it's going to perform a noise reduction. I personally don't like this, so I'm just going to turn the camera off. And I'm getting warm out here. It is pretty cold, but I've been wearing this jacket for a while, so I'm getting a little bit warm. Okay, so we just got the photo ready here. We'll go view it, and let me see how this photo came out. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it does portray the effect. I'm probably going to take another one to show you. I'm going to merge them together and get the probably a little bit better effect of the twirling stars, but I'm like that. So things to remember when doing astrophotography is pick a location where you're going to be able to set up for a few hours, because unless you're like just gonna unless you're like what's the right word here, if you're just gonna speed through it, I wouldn't recommend doing astrophotography. You want to pick a location, one image, and just photograph it for a couple hours at nighttime. Make sure you pick a safe place. Obviously, your own personal safety is going to be a issue here. If your personal safety is going to be an issue, like if you're going into a city and there's going to be homeless people walking around, don't do that. If there's wildlife that might be a problem, don't do that neither. Just pick a safe location, dress appropriately for it, and just be careful. When you go to post-process it, be careful not to exaggerate it too much. Don't add too much clarity. Oh, you can step up the clarity, but make sure to keep your grain down. Hope you guys liked this video. Hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoy the videos. It's kind of my first on-location vlog video. Tell me guys what you think. All right, thank you guys for watching. Peace out. See you later.